I'm gonna do a short video right now, nothing big. I'm actually going into my dynamic marriage class. Been taking it for about 12 years just so we can get better, me and Heather, at marriage. I think it's like 12th week going. The last week, this is it. A class that, I learned a lot of things from. So I want you to think about this. Customer pricing dynamic is I can't go, Andrew. I'm about to go into class. Is the customer really getting the correct price? And do you feel after you drive off that you're actually giving the right price? Do you feel bad about it? Or do you think you got them? I'm going to tell you something. Today, I did a $400 job by myself. And after I left, I thought to myself, man, she got a good price. Yeah. And after I left, I know she said she's going to recommend me to somebody. I don't think, I'm going to tell you something. If 1-800-JUNK or Junk King with their ridiculous prices get 100 customers, I don't think anybody, okay, so let's just say 100 customers. Out of those 100, how many really honestly say, wow, I'm going to recommend you to a family member? And I'm going to tell you, I think it's about 20%. I think it's about a 20%. And I'm going to tell you this. I know for a fact that here in the DFW area, when I go to a customer's house and I'm finished with my cheap ass pricing, about 90% of them recommend me to their family members. Because you know what? The customer has a perspective of how pricing should be. And the value that I can give that customer and the service is worth it to them. Is the service of a $300 hot tub worth $300? Something to think about. Is that value worth the $300? Something to think about. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. I get so many customers that are repeats, so many customers. And actually when the economy is, because the economy is still slow. As the economy slows down, how many of y'all are living just off your repeat customers? How many of you? How many of us make a living off of repeat customers? I do. Nobody even has to call me. I just make a living off my repeat customers. That's pretty crazy. So, with me saying that, with that said, is your pricing too expensive? Are you pricing everything too high? Are you competitive? Or are you just like 1-800-JUNK or Junk King? Have you ever thought about that? You don't know what the customers think like, I think we get every time there's an argument, right? There's an argument. There's two sides to every story. There's two sides for it. Or you talk to somebody, right? You talk to a friend and they got in an argument with their wife and they tell you she was a bitch and, oh, this whore, blah, 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 yada, yada. My ex this. And then you talk to the ex and they're like, he was abusive. And you're like, shit. He was my homeboy. I didn't know he was abusive. I didn't know he put hands on you. See? The whole story changes because you feel two perspectives. When we're doing a junk removal, are we really thinking about the customer? Are we listening to the customer's perspective? Where are they coming from? How's their thinking? Do they see us with our nice truck and shiny outfits and, F550 pulling up that's all clean and washed, and they saying, holy cow, I'm going to pay a lot? is it really worth it to the customer? I always look at two sides of every story. You know, this is how I negotiate some of my leases for my building. So I have three leases right now on my build for my junk removal service. And I'm always thinking, what is the landlord thinking I'm going to do with this property? What is the landlord valuing his company at, or his piece of property at? What is the landlord trying to get off his property? What's the price? What's the actual price, right? What can I do to the landlord's property to make it better? What is it? I always think like that. I always feel how the landlord is feeling. I always put myself in his shoes. Is Ricardo good for the community? Is Ricardo good for the building? Is Ricardo going to fix my building? Is Ricardo going to put lighting on the building? Is Ricardo going to cut the grass outside? Is Ricardo going to put striping in the parking lot? Is Ricardo going to fix the broken windows? Or is he just going to run a shitty ass building to the ground? Is Ricardo going to put electric, plumbing, fix the hole in the roof? Is he going to do all that stuff? What's it say? Measure apt hair for landlord. Does Ricardo have long arm hair? What? Armpit hair. You know, I always think like that whenever I'm negotiating. So you got to think, what is your customer really thinking? Did they get a good deal, or you just hustle them? I know for a fact. I can't explain to you how many times I've gone to a customer's house and they previously hired last year 1-800-JUNK. They previously did business with another junk removal service, and now they're doing business with you. Is Ricardo Mexican, right? Is he Mexicano? Does he like fajitas and pollo asado? Does Ricardo have armpit hair? I don't know. Yeah, I do. I think not much. You know, because I'm going to tell you, when you screw over a customer and you overcharge them for some small shitty service that we put out there, because we all know that a monkey can do this job. Really, a monkey can do this job. Are they going to call you back? Are they going to recommend me to a family member? You never know. You never know. You know, guys, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of us junk removal services think that we're 1-800-JUNK and think that we're Junk King. And we're far from that. We are far from that. Just because we have logos and a truck that matches our shirt logo and business cards with the same logo and have an LLC doesn't mean we have a legitimate business. Doesn't mean we have a profitable business. All that means is that you got $2,500 wrap on your truck, $50 worth of business cards, $300 worth of t-shirts, $200 worth of hats. And all I'm telling you, you know how to spend money on marketing. That's all you have. Because you surely don't have the customers for it. Why? Because you think you're 1-800-JUNK or Junk King. Guys, listen, I'm not doing this video to piss y'all off. I'm doing this video to help y'all. Be sure that your pricing is cheap and competitive in this economy. What's up, Carlos? What's up, Fred? Be sure your pricing is good enough so the customer's perspective of you is dependable, cheap, and you're always going to be there, man. Because the customer's perspective of pricing is totally different from your perspective of pricing. You're trying to make a living off one customer when they're just trying to pay you for that job. We got to be careful with that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go into my dynamic marriage counseling class. It's not a counseling class. It's a dynamic marriage class. And this class is about how you can do better, how you can be a better person in your relationship with your wife or spouse. That's what it's about. Yeah. What's up, William? Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And another thing, I have over 110 videos on my YouTube page. So if you get a chance, go sign up for it. It's $1.99. It's cheaper than hiring a guru, a coach, or a mentor. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.